Is it? Oh, there we go. It's on. There's a lot I could share with you about my trip, but I just want to start off by thanking my family here for your prayers and support for allowing me to go on this trip. So there's a lot I could say in a slideshow, so just kind of bear with me. So I just want to start off by saying this. Thinking about mission work and standing up for God in our world, especially, makes me think of the story of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and how they wouldn't bow down to King Nebuchadnezzar. And they knew what the punishment was, and it was the fiery furnace. But my favorite part of the story is that their faith was so great that they said, even if he doesn't save us, we're not going to bow down to you, so throw us in the fire. And that's just my favorite part of that story. Let's start with the slideshow. So we'll go with this. Just a little geography about where New Zealand is. I've got two different world maps. It's over off the coast of, off the side of Australia, that tiny little slice of land. There's two islands. You can go to the next one. And there's a different world view. So I flew from LA all the way down to the southern hemisphere. First time past the equator. It was pretty cool. And there's another map of New Zealand. And I'll show you where I went. But just so you know, there's a North and South Island. So the South Island's more like farmland, and the South Island's more of a tropical climate. But it was their winter there. Here's our team arriving in the Auckland airport, which is on the North Island. There was that one? 5 college students, and then one, and our leader, and then his son was in high school. He goes to the academy at Harding. Our first place we went to, I guess I'll show you the different cities I went to. So there's Invercargill, which is all the way down in the South Island, and then Matera, and then Dunedin, and Queenstown. And then we flew all the way up to Tauranga on the North Island. I'll talk to you first about Invercargill, and this is the beach we went to, pretty much the southernmost part of New Zealand. So the next plot of land would be Antarctica. And here's our team in Invercargill. It was very cold on that beach anyway. So some of the things we did in Invercargill, that's a picture with 2 of our coordinators. So we can go to the next slide. We spent some time in rest homes, nursing homes, they call them rest homes there, and in people's homes, talking with them and learning from them and singing for them. We did a lot of singing on this trip. And so that was just great to get to hear from where these people are coming from all over the place, Scotland and Ireland, and just to hear their journey of how they ended up in this tiny little place in New Zealand was pretty interesting. And we also, this was one of the big event that we planned for all week in Invercargill, was a sausage sizzle, which is very common in New Zealand. And basically, we just grilled up a bunch of sausage outside, and we advertised that we were going to make it a night of fun. We were going to put on skits that we had been planning on doing, and songs and stuff with the kids. So that's just I think this congregation has 10 members or so. So we did a lot of, try to make a lot of contacts for them, and did a lot of church encouragement there, and just basically going to these churches and saying, we believe what you're doing is good, and keep it up, and the world needs Jesus. So I also, just threw this in here for fun, got to ride in a real European Jaguar, and with this 88-year-old woman who has the most spunk I've ever seen. I fell in love with her. Her name, everyone calls her Nan, and I still keep in contact with her ever since I got back. She's a sweet woman, and she's been 10 times around the world or something. So our next stop was Matera, the heaviest farm country we went to, probably. So here's our team with some of the members there at the Matera Church. And then we did a lot of service work. You can go to the next slide. Did a lot of service work for people in the community. They just, kind of what you do in Mission Possible, they sent around a bunch of flyers telling people to call for things they needed done, repairs and whatever. And so we went out and did a lot of garden work and things like that, and met with a lot of the people. And that was really neat. And then the next thing that was pretty cool was we did a free coal giveaway. Coal is one of the major things that people use to heat their homes. And like I said, it was winter there, very cold, especially on the South Island. And we had a coal mine donate 4.5 tons of coal. And so we got to bring the people in, and we didn't bag up the coal until I got there, so we could get them in to the doors. And we had hot drinks and refreshments available for them and stuff. So we just kind of bagged up their coal and had a chat with them and everything. So that was really awesome. People were just like, everyone questions like, why? Why is this free? That's crazy, So blessings for their day. And the next one, we did the top picture. We were in white shirts and carrying trash bags. We did a Matera Pride Day where we all went around and we picked up trash and stuff, all over the city. And we got stopped by a lot of people saying, "This is awesome. We've never seen anything like this. Thank you for this. This is awesome." We had people from the community coming and joining us, and we just, gave them trash bag and said, "Yeah, help us." And then the lower one was when we went to a school, and I got to shear sheep. So first time to shear a sheep. You can see on the next slide that there's a lot of sheep in New Zealand, which I heard about, but I didn't really realize it until I got there, that they are everywhere. And this particular pasture, where we went to a farm where I sheared the sheep, we got to feed the sheep as well. And this particular pasture had like 700 in them. And so I was just like, that's city girl, not really into that. But it was a really neat experience. So the next place we went to was Dunedin. And that, it's kind of like little Scotland or something like that. They took like the street map of the center of town of Scotland or something and like placed it right on Dunedin, so all the street names are the same and kind of whatever. So here's our team out by a place where we went to go see the albatross, but we only got to see one, I think. Anyway, go to the next slide. This is Liberton Christian School, where we went around to a lot of schools in every area and did Bible in schools, and we had practiced a lot of skits before we came over, and songs and stuff for them, and then we got to we stayed there for like the first half of the day until lunch, and so after our program we went into the classrooms and got to do lessons with the kids and just interact with them, so that was pretty neat. The next we had another sausage sizzle in Dunedin, and Dunedin is a big college town. They have a university there that has like 17,000 students, and the church is like 1 block away. So this is another free thing. We just kind of advertised a little bit, like we wrote sidewalk chalk like an hour before or something, but in between people's lunch, like the classes for lunch breaks and stuff, the kids will come like walking around or whatever, and everyone was like so excited, like, yeah, free lunch, college kids. And so it was pretty awesome. But we were inviting them back that night for a free make your own pizza night, which was to like come into the church and just hang out with us. So that's what the next picture is from. No, not that one, but the one on the bottom, sorry. We invited them back, and we had like 5 college students show up for that, which was pretty encouraging for the church there, because that church probably had like 20 members, if at best. And so just making connections for them. This right here, we were just playing cards with him before, and just kind of doing what college kids do, and just hanging out and making connections. Everyone wants to know why we're there, and so just sharing Jesus with them. And I've actually kept in contact with one of them.